Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Lidivete channel. Hello, how's everybody in the world today, tonight, afternoon, and your time? So make a love shout out to all my Pioneer members and to all my new subscribers who subscribed my channel and to all my Pioneer viewers and my channel, Lilibete channel. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for giving me your time to go to my channel and drop your comments and watching my video. Thank you so much, guys, for that time that you given to me. So today is June 7, Sunday, 8:30 a.m. East time or Philippine time. So tomorrow morning is the first day of class 2026. So for those old students, I know that you are excited to go to school, but my advice, study first before anything else, because I do believe the saying is education is very important to us. You know, the thing is, when you go to like school, they teach you how to be a good student, how to make your life, or how to teach yourself for that. So to all students, kindergarten, grade school, high school, college. So study first before anything else. All right, so that your parents will not disappointed. Okay? So study hard talaga. And I think, education is very important because now that, our world is so messed up, so we need ourselves to be educated for that. Hello again, man. Hello. Thank you for coming. Mabuti po. So, ikaw, kamusta? So, I did my weekend chore. So, I have to get up early in the morning, but I still sleepy. So, I have to set my alarm clock twice. So, I still have, okay, I alarm my it's 8 o'clock, and then I still have 30 minutes, so I have to alarm again 8:25. So oh my goodness, no time for sleeping. Hello kiss, hello, good morning. So uh I know that you're do your coffee. So but me, I don't really do a coffee, especially morning that I have an empty stomach. My goodness, guys, I will not do that. Okay, probably I do that, after I eat breakfast, because I'm lactose intolerant. So I'm very careful about, when I go to like mall that they have product that they have free tasting. I avoid eating that, with cream and then with any kind of sauce, because tested and proven, guys, that after I eat that, I got a bad or upset stomach. So my stomach, or my intestine is very sensitive. Whoa, whoa! So this is a good topic, Kiss. So I hope everyone will join with me. And hold on, guys. So I wait. No, sorry. I'm gonna get the link first. Okay. So for those interested, feel free to. I'm gonna post this. Um, let's see. Okay, hold on. Now we are on the subject about scammers. Correct. Lactose. I'm on lactose intolerance for that. So I'm very careful about, taking milk. Less fat. I would, I'm, less fat. It's okay, but I don't eat like, coffee with, that milk or cream with empty stomach. Hold on. Okay, copy. All right, and then, oh, there you go. So I'm gonna post the link. Hello, Bayabelli. Thank you for coming. Oh, yeah, dairy product. But you know what, guys? Um, Before we're gonna start about the most common scams in the Philippines, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I changed my brand of butter, because good thing that Frank shared me about the real butter, and not real butter that they said it's butter, but it's margarine. So I'm so happy that we went to SNR, and I talked to Lorpak butter when I make Frank mashed potato, because usually I don't use instant potato flakes, so I prefer to use the real potato that you have to boil and then mash, and then I use the Lorpak butter. Oh my goodness, I really enjoy. It's really tasty, guys. So for those people living here in the Philippines, Magnolia or golden Magnolia butter and then dairy, no, I prefer you to change that, because that is not real butter. Take the Lorpak, but the price than the local butter here is kind of a pricey, but guys, it's worth it. You really enjoy the butter taste. Okay, so hold on, I will show you guys the logo. So for I know some American are familiar about the Lorpak brand of butter, but some Filipino they don't. Okay, so I will show you guys. Give me a few seconds and I will show you. This one, guys. Oh my god, I really enjoy this. This is real butter. It's not margarine. Okay. So that's why no matter what, when I notice also, because before I use golden Magnolia golden butter. Okay. So no matter how I put much butter, I taste something not right, something missing. Okay, even though I put milk. So when I use this and then I add milk, oh my goodness, is so my mashed potato is so savory. Okay, so I'm gonna return this to my refrigerator before it's melted. But the price this is about almost 300 pesos, but it's worth it, guys. So if you're coming here in the Philippines, and you have to be aware of cooking oil that you're gonna use, kind of butter, hot chocolate, coffee. Always check the label. Okay, sometimes we think that that's a good type of coffee, but it's not. So that's, if you are not aware that it gonna be bring illness to our health. Okay, hold on. So I enjoy that. Cheese, okay. Ice cream. Actually, I love, the ice cream from SNR or the Highlands. Frank favorite black walnut, and they're running out of stock, but we pick, vanilla and strawberry swirl. It's good. So for those know about SNR, I'll recommend butter walnut, black walnut ice cream. The brand is Highland, and vanilla and strawberry swirl. It's good. My what's this? Mikey the landlord. Okay, the landlord. Okay, where you from, Michael? Oh, it's all about common scams here in the Philippines. So I will discuss that later. So before that, let me show your um, okay, from Bayobelo. Hello, keep it's hello kiss. So I just short it into kiss. Okay, so let me read this from Ganman A3. For me, most folks in my community are lactose intolerant, especially due to the fact that a lot of us know it's not healthy to drink milk from cow's breast. Margarine is not totally real butter, correct? So those, those the brand that I Arla, they say the butter, but um, they use vegetable fat or margarine. So I mentioned that in my live streaming, the real butter, but the local butter, but Filipino think that's a real butter, but it's not. I love the mashed potato with garlic. Oh. Mm, me and my wife use beef follow for all cooking. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Bayou Belly, for early blessing. So I'll give you this. Okay, so so this is for you, Bayou Belly. I really appreciate it. Okay. So especially, for those young people, guys, they don't really care as long as, the food is savory or what, because, they're young. But guys, once you reach at the age of 50 up, you have to be careful about what you eat in, because that kind, that I'm very aware of that, what kind of oil, what kind of butter that I use, because if we don't really aware of what kind of butter oil that we use, that's cause of clogging or arteries. Okay, and sometimes, we people, we don't really care about that as long as the food is good. They never think about that, but me, I'm very aware of that. And actually, that's the best thing, that um you have oven in your house, because like, when I do grilled pork chop, because me and Frank, we love pork chop, guys. So I just marinated in my own ingredients, freshly. Not I don't use actually I don't use instant seasoning. So I just combine different kinds of herbs. That's why in my kitchen I have so many types of herbs. And then the best thing that I always use fresh garlic, guys, because garlic is very healthy. There's a lot of benefits that you can get that. So, and then instead of, I grill that with a charcoal, but it's too far because, in my place here, we're not allowed to grill in our porch because, some neighbors, they complain about the smoke. So it's quite far because our grilling area, it's near to the main gate. So what I did is instead of grill that, sometimes I bake, but you have to calculate the time because if you're over baked, the pork chop is gonna be hard and chewy. But I already know what time, and there's a certain time that you're gonna left on other side. So the just like how you cook steak, but we don't want our steak, our pork chop is there's it's pink, we're totally cooked because pork, we need to cook that pork 100% cooked than the steak. Okay, so I don't want to go to that issue, but I just want to share that. But this is the main issue, or context that I'm going to share with you guys. Okay, for those ones to come up, you're welcome, and I will post the link here. There you go. So the the subject is, hold on, let me fix first my and I feel good, guys, because now actually the Pag-asa, that's the weather agency of the Philippines, that is not yet declared that it's summer, but I feel good because now and then it starts to rain, so it don't really feel hot during the noon time and afternoon, especially nighttime. But us, we always on the air condition, but it's different. The natural, the natural coolness, and then the air condition. Okay. So thank you so much, guys, for those watching right now, because when I check my views on the last video that I did, how Western men to know if a Filipina truly single, and then the views going up and up. So I really appreciate those who watch that, because you really learn about what I said. Sometimes some people in denial of doing that thing, but um, listen to Lilibet Tate words. You will not in trouble. You will not do that kind of problem. Bluer than blue. I love that song. Oh my God, guys! I feel sad about the Black American singer, Peebo Bryant. He passed away. So I like his song, And then one thing that I always remember him is because, you know, the song The Whole New World. So Gunman said, "Hey Frank, when I was a kid, my parents used to use Crisco oil. You know, Crisco oil is made of animal fat. Actually, here in the Philippines, it's very common for Filipino using coconut oil. But actually, I grown that, you know, we don't really, it's rare that we cook frying. Because, you know, especially my dad, he's very strict when it comes to, like, you know what, I grown that we don't eat instant noodles, we don't eat canned foods. The only canned foods that usually we eat, but we don't really eat that straightly, is sardines. The sardines we mix that, my mother, you know, we have huge garden in our backyard. So my mother, you know, we don't eat that straight. So we just mix that in our vegetable so that the vegetable has, you know, as a flavor or taste. And you know, when you eat organic vegetable, you really enjoy. And that's it. And then we're not allowed to eat that kind of instant, and then we don't uh, allow, you know, my parents don't use MSG or kind of seasoning. So my mom used a substitute for that so that, you know, the food that we cook has flavor. The only thing that have in our, you know, like salt, sea salt, soy sauce, always have that, you know, in our, you know, in our um, pantry. And then well, we always have dried fish. And what else that, you know, that's it, guys. You know, we don't have MSG. So, you know, people, guys, you know, Chinese people, um, Thai people, oh my God, they're crazy to use. You know, they put a lot of MSG on their, you know, on their food. Even Japanese. So me, I don't use that. I don't use that. I don't use MSG. Even Magic Syrup, before I try, before I use Magic Syrup, but when I read the label that, you know, a lot of MSG, you know, the MSG, you have to use that in a pinch. But sometimes people use, you know, a lot. So when I know that some people use MSG, when I taste their food, right away my saliva is dripping. So meaning that they put MSG on their food. Me, I don't use MSG. Okay, so we're gonna start. So feel free, guys, you know, to click that link for those ones to come up. And by the way, before I'm gonna jump off to the context, I would like to big a love shout out, you know, to all people who contacted me in WhatsApp, and we have a little conversation. So I really appreciate that, guys. So for those ones to ask question that you don't want to share online, feel free to send me a Gmail or send me a message on my WhatsApp. So I will, you know, I will appreciate that, guys, because there's something uh, thing that we don't really want to share online. So that's the reason why I have contact on my channel, so that if you really want to ask me personal, I can also respond that, you know, directly on you. So no need to share online, because sometimes if you're gonna, it depends if you want to share online. If it's too personal, you don't have to, you know, you don't have to share that online. So you have to keep it that in private. So I'm the type of person that, your privacy and my privacy is very important. There's some people, there's some uh, uh, thing that I don't want to share online. I want to keep it that in private. So I still have that privacy. Canola oil is the best to use if you don't want to mess up your veins. Actually, I have, how many types of oil I have? One, two, three. I have three types. Hello, Brother Ryan. What's up? I have three types of oil. Canola oil, olive oil, and sesame oil. Actually, sesame oil, I use that to make, Korean food and Japanese food. Because, Korean and Japanese, they always use sesame oil. Oh, good to hear you're good. Oh, congratulations for Brother Ryan for 8 months of member. Okay, I'll give you this because you're. I really appreciate it. Okay, so now let's go to the let's go to the scam thing. And then for especially this for Western people, it doesn't matter Filipino or other races. Races, not racist. So after this, you will learn and you will know how to deal with these scammers. All right? Likewise, okay, so here's the thing. Here are the most common dangerous scams in the Philippines for 2026, guys. How they work and how to avoid them. Number one, SMS. Oh my goodness, guys. This, way back that, the phone just only text in phone call. And, there's a lot of scam that, they will said, oh, congratulations, you won this for this kind of, game. And then there's a lot of Filipino fall for that. Oh, you win 50,000 pesos, but all you have to do just put this. They give you the number, okay? They give you the number, and then they will say that you have to send this like 500 minute of load, and then after that, click the link, okay? And then they gonna sometimes they will they will. Hi, Joseph. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Is that Terminal 3 behind you? Yeah. So we're near, actually, we're near to Naiya 2 and 3. So be careful about that, because, even though that until now, they still have, sending you messages. And it happened that to me, and then I and I shared to Frank, look, somebody sent me a message, the registered SIM card is not really effective, because that's the reason why, guys, that all people here coming in the Philippines, once you buy a SIM card, you have to register that, whether it's Globe Smart or any kind of network. So that they said that they will avoid, people will try to scam you, but it's still, guys, it's still going on. So when I read that, oh, you won this for the raffle draw for 500,000, my goodness, I know already that it's scam. And then Frank said, oh, you better, you better delete that, or block that person, because it happens that, guys, to my, to my my big sister-in-law. So the story is they went to Palawan for vacation. So her sister-in-law stay for a while in their house, okay? And then my sister-in-law gave them, like a food allowance, 500 pesos. And her sister-in-law, way back 1990. So her sister-in-law said, receive that she won 50,000 pesos, and then she's the person on the text that sent that, they gave the number, and then he said that, you have to send this 500 minute load on this number. And then she really believed that, and then, that 500 pesos their allowance, she said that, oh, I have to send this, but, I have 50,000. She's crazy enough to believe that. And then after she sent that money to that number, when she called, you know what, the phone number, the phone answer, the number you dial is not yet in service. Please try your call later. So she kept calling that, and then uh, they don't have food in the house. And then she called my sister, oh sis, we don't have food. And then my sister, oh, I just gave you 500. What happened to the 500? And then she said, oh, somebody sent me a message for that. There's a lot of Filipino, because here's the thing, guys. You know to yourself that you did not go for that. And why these people fall for this kind of scam? Because they also greed for that money. And that's the reason why, no matter what, like, they have to register the SIM cards to avoid that kind of problem. No, it's still going on, because there's a lot of people believe. And you know to yourself, how can you win the games or raffle draw? You don't even fill up the form. Hay nako. Expat 47 times. Anytime you have to send money, you get money. It's a scam. Anytime you have to send money to get money, it's a scam. What do you mean?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then don't go to Rafi Tolfo, huh? Okay, so, okay, for those Filipino and for those Western people, if somebody send you a SMS that you want for this, don't fall for that, all right? And never click that link, and never send money to them for that number, okay? They often say all you have to do in get the big money is a send small processing fee. Yeah, they do that. And then it's not yet over, they call that for processing fee. It's not yet over for that. The f- the feel, the fee is the scam. Okay. So hashtag number one, most reported, how you get the text. Like, they said, oh, you won 50,000 package healed in custom. Click the link and, send the money to GCash BDO account, or um, and then actually, that's really true, guys, because even, some people that, they do content for that, and they talking about, you know, the person who wants to scam, and then they get upset if they know that, oh, they just making fool for this, if you don't really believe, and they really, you know, they really force you, you know, to believe what they're saying. Okay, so number one, never believe what you receive on the text that you want this or blah blah blah. Okay, don't. And then if the bank will, you know the bank, like different kind of the bank here in the Philippines, is not the number that they will indicate. The logo itself in the name of the bank. When they send you, like update in your bank account, if it's number, it's not. That's a scam, guys. Never click it. If they ask, click and give your information, never. Because, here in the Philippines, guys, if the bank send you, a notification updating your account or your money, like example, BDO. The BDO will send their logo, BDO, no number. Okay, and then they said that if you don't need to respond to them. That's legit from the bank, but never believe that if they use number, like phone number, don't, because that's a scam. Put it in your mind that automatically that's a scam. Okay. And sometimes they send a fake link. So, and then, those link that, tells that, you have to, you have to give their information. You have to give their, your PIN number with your ATM or OTP. So avoid that. Avoid.
Let me make one comment.
Okay, go ahead.
Being that I used to be a federal officer with the Internal Revenue Service, one of the things that we understood about the scam that they would pull, where they're going to tell you that you won money. They're going to ask you for your bank account number to send the money to your bank account. Never give anybody your bank account number, okay? Because they're going to wipe out your bank account.
Yeah, correct. So that's number one, guys. That's number one. Never believe or never fall for that SMS text. Okay, number two, romance or love scam. Oh my goodness, guys, there's a lot of Filipino women victim of that kind of scam. Like 3 or 4 years ago, there was, she's 65 years old, Filipina from Pangasinan. She's a widow, and then she met a man online, on Facebook. They've been talking for about almost a year. Okay, and then all the sweet tongue with the man. Oh, you're so nice, you're so at her age, she's still, good looking. And then, when they took that for about over a year, all of a sudden the man asked money for her. And I think some Filipino watched that, because that incident was what do you call that, shown on local news here in the Philippines. So that man messaged her that he needs like 50,000 or 60,000 pesos, because she was in the custom. So he has to pay that amount so that they will release something that he will give to the widow Filipina. Oh my goodness, guys! The Filipina is crazy to believe that. Okay, so she sent money to that to that person, and then after the send money, and then she called, and that guy it's saying the subscriber cannot be reached. Please try your call later. Again and again. So the man told her to go to the airport and wait for him. Oh my goodness, guys, I feel sorry, and I have mixed emotion with that, with that 65 years old widow Filipina, because she's crying and waiting for her overnight in the airport that the man is not coming, and then the money is bye-bye. And then there was a Filipino, like an ABS-CBN reporter, notice her, but she's been there for so many hours. And that's the time that she was lab scam. And then the reporter told her, "Mommy, you're victim of the online lab scam." And then she don't believe with the reporter, because she believed that he's so nice to me, and he's willing to marry me, and I'm waiting for him, because he said that he gonna arrive, but the money is gone. So it takes an hours to convince her that she was victim of this kind of lab scam. And you know what? Some, okay, I'm not saying all, but majority of people that doing here in the Philippines, some Nigerian. Some, I'm not generalized, some Nigerian, it's easy for the government to detect if they're doing lab scam here. But you know what, guys? I'm so upset because some of my people involved of that kind of scam. It's easy for the government, to catch those people who do lab scam, because the number that they use, you can tell. If plus, remember, for those Western people, plus, the Philippine code for smartphone is +63. If that, if somebody call you and then +3, that's from Philippines. Give it away, because that's what you'll be doing. Over a year of chatting, how he was definitely playing long game there. And you know what, guys? This is one thing that, those Filipina, okay, if somebody wants to talk to you and they refuse to give you their picture, and once you do a video call that, they're gonna say there's a lot of alibis, that person is a scam. Automatically, I don't give a I don't give a I don't give a S for if they're gonna say that. If you're really serious towards that person, you're willing to show on your face. Okay? You're willing to show on your face. It's not the thing that your phone is broken, the signal. But during the time you're chatting with her, there's no problem. By the time that you really want to see his face or her face, something not right. So you have to be aware of that. That's red flag. Right there, that's a red flag. Okay? Don't believe on that. Hello, babe. You back, babe. Hi, Miguel. How are you, Miguel? Bless your heart, Miguel. Okay, so be aware of that. Like, there's some, like Filipino women, they said that it happens that also, my God, guys, it happens that all, so that she was a teacher in my hometown. I think, she's far, far, far relatives. And then, I think she was karma because that time her husband is still alive, but, secretly she's chatting to this, online. Okay. So another issue, guys. So the guy, they keep talking that, oh, she need money. Actually, the amount that they really, it's precise, 50,000 pesos. So they're talking for so many months. And then the guy asked her, to send her money because she was stranded in the island. And then right away, because this guy, if you're gonna send this, money to him, he will process, the visa. I think, that person used that, he's American, but I don't think he's American. So he processed that, money so that, he can come here in the Philippines to visit her. So this, she's a teacher, huh? She's educated, but she fall for that scam. Oh, what she did? My first degree cousin, my cousin has a business, hardware business. She go there and borrowed money from my cousin, 50,000 pesos. And you know what? She bragging herself. And then you know what? If my foreigner boyfriend coming here, I will double the price. I will pay you back 100,000. My goodness. So, and then my cousin, no, we don't need that, money, but you just pay what you borrowed from me. And then she sent that, guys, again. Once she sent that money, and then she called that number. You know what the phone says? The number you dial is not yet in service. Please try your call later. How many months ago? It never heard. So until now, she's still paying the installment for my cousin because she borrowed for that. So I think for me, she was in a karma because, come on, you're a married person and then you have interest, to chatting these people, give this money to these people that you never know and you never see in video, just only chatting. What the heck is that? So that's, and some Filipino women are very ambitious in a wrong way. That's why the karma get their behind. Okay, let me read this. I'm good today, babe. Oh, that's so sweet to Miguel. If she's willing to come over and cook for you but refuse to meet in public, you are a target also. She might suggest some remote meeting place you have never been, also different number go. Hi, Sis Amy. Thank you for coming, Sis Amy. So that, not even, even some Filipino working abroad like Hong Kong, Taiwan, they also that scam with those people. But you know what? I watch, maalaala mo kaya? That's weekend show in ABS-CBN that in TV Patrol. I mean, Kapamilya Network. So that's happened in real life. There's some Filipina also that working in Hong Kong that was scammed this, and you know what? Those people are doing that are Nigerian. I'm not saying all Nigerian are like that, but majority those people are victim. They said that they are, they love to use fake identity. They steal people's profile because it happens that to me. before I met Frank. I know I already talking to Frank, but I share those, I share those things, but I'm not stupid to believe them because I'm very aware of that. So I told Frank that, oh, at first, there's a guy on Facebook that, he's a military. And then a few days, all of a sudden, he asked me if I have a bank account. And I told him, yes, I have a bank account. So meaning if you have a bank account, you have money. That's what they think. And then he asked me that, if I can help him because his daughter was in the hospital and he was in Iran. And then, you know, Philippine law is similar in the US that if you are, in the armed forces, you don't have to worry about hospitalization of your family because you have that kind of benefits from the government itself. And then I just ignore. On the next day, he changed his profile into a doctor. And then I told him, if you are a doctor, why you have to ask money from me? That money is not really big amount, and I know how much the doctor get in the U.S. And then he never says something. On the third time, he has to change his profile into a seafarer. And then I told him, oh, I smell something fishy here. And then that's the time that he's so very defensive. What do you think of me, scam? I'm not saying that you are a scam. Maybe you are a scam because you said that. And then that's the time that he's throwing words that I'm bitch. He always say mf, all the cursing words. And then he said that you don't trust me. I don't trust you, and then I will block you. And then I told him it's better for you to block me than me, okay? Because I'm not the one who asked those things that I'm not stupid not to understand what your business is. He's so upset on me because at the end I at first when he asked me about my bank account and he asked me about his daughter is what in the hospital, that the hospital did not allow his daughter because he has no money. Come on, give me a break. So be careful about that, guys. And some of my people, they do that. They do that. I'm not saying that all my people are good, but look at sometimes. Well, some of the in Rafi Tolpo in action show, some are scripted, but some not really scripted. But you can majority that just watch guys on the Filipina have a relationship with Western men. It doesn't really matter if they're white or black. Okay, just watch on uh, for that, not for Filipino, because if it's Filipino, there's some allegation that is scripted, guys. And to be honest with you guys, I don't really fall for that, guys, especially that I work hard for my money. I don't really fall for that, for those people that oh, gonna send this money or what, because I just in myself, I care about the money that I work. I don't care those people's money. Okay, I care about my money, especially I work hard that money. I'm very, very aware of that. No matter how big that person money that tells me, I don't care. That's your money, it's not my money. So what I care is my money. So don't give a F on my money because I will, ay nako. I don't want to. When I first tried some of the dating site, okay, some of their strategies to scam were so lame. I had to laugh on them. Okay, yeah, that's in online. So actually, when the dating online started, all the relationship that built there was so successful until somebody get in there a scammer. That's the time that the image of dating site is no longer good. But well, I'm still giving a chance for those people. Don't lose your hope. All you have to do is just like beware of those people that you talk. If there's a red flag that you can see, there's a red flag right there, stop. Don't waste your time to talking for those people that they want to scam you. Okay, it's not work. It will not work. Okay. So later, after we're gonna discuss this, I will recap this. Okay. So number one is don't believe on the SMS text. Number two, don't fall for the romance or love scam. Whatever this person said, men and women. Number three is investment scam, like pyramid or crypto. You all know that Western people cannot have their own business here in the Philippines because of the 60-40. Okay, so don't fall for that. Example, if somebody will offer you like a house and lot for this amount, oh, you better go to the lawyer and consult first before you release your money, because we know that you are not allowed to own land here in the Philippines, even though you're married to a Filipino citizen. You pay the land, but you are not the first name in the title of the land. It's still in the Filipino name. All right? So don't fall for that, okay? If they're gonna do like a business, no, you have to think that especially for those people that really wants to stretch their money, if they're decided to for good here, the best thing that you can do is go to or ask legal advice from the lawyer. Where can you find a lawyer? All you have to do is just go to Hall of Justice. There's a POW office, or you can ask in the city hall, in different city here in the Philippines. City Hall or the Hall of Justice. Okay, because there's POW. POW is Public Attorney's Office. Okay, you can go there and ask legal advice. And if you really want to that lawyer that you think that this lawyer can able to help you, you can be a regular, but you have to pay that lawyer. But in the POW, they will give you a basic legal advice. But if you really want to, somebody will focus on your situation or your business, you have to hire those public attorney's office. Okay, but if you're gonna go to POW, they will cater you, but it's not 100% that they were there for you. Okay, but if you have to contact me for that kind of matter, I have a sister that she can cater that for you. Okay. So for townhouse and condo, beware of that, because like they said the pasalo. So they're the one, like example, I'm gonna post that online, pasalo, and then pasalo means that you're the one who gonna continue to pay the mortgage of that house. So like example, I pay the mortgage for like over a year. Okay, so like 1 million. So you're gonna pay me 1 million. So the expenses that I paid for that mortgage, you have to reimburse that on me. And then the rest of that, you're gonna continue. It depends how many years to pay. But you have to be careful about that because you have to know about the the what do you call that, you know the the words that I'm going to tell you guys, it's in the tip of my tongue. The condition. You must be know about the condition of that house, who's the real owner, and who's the broker. You have to be aware of that because there's a lot of people that they easy for them to get that because they said that, oh, this is very cheap. But at the end of the day, they end up that they don't they end up that house that they think that they house is no longer there because there's a certain thing that they have to know, because some people here there's a lot of scam. So you have to know that who's the condition, who's the first owner of that. If you know that that condo or townhouse 1, 2, 3 owner, it's better for you not to take that even though it's cheap, because at the end of the day you have so much problem that you're gonna face that. Okay, it's okay if that's one owner, but 1, 2, 3, excuse me, you will end up, you lose your money, you lose the house or the condo. Tricks 9. Okay, tricks. The loan shark is a big one. And then pyramid scam. Okay, like crypto type, the Bitcoin. So don't, because here's the thing, when it comes to Bitcoin, I think when I long time ago, there's a guy in Calvin Sunshine Shoulder that he has a Bitcoin business. That's long time ago. I think before the pandemic, that time, because the time that me and Frank are often to go his channel. And then the Bitcoin thing, here's my advice, because that thing is no guarantee, no assurance that money back. Okay, so but the return of your money is big. But here's my advice: if you want to lose your money, then invest the Bitcoin. But if you don't want to lose, then keep your money. Don't invest that, because the Bitcoin thing, the cryptocurrency, is not insured that your money will back. Okay, so the not all the time. It's just like you're dealing with a stock exchange. It depends if you have the share in stock in like in hotel, airport. That would be good, because like if there's events in the Philippines, the sales will go up. Like if there's a Palarong Pambansa, or like example Olympic, example lang ha, just on a example, because there's a lot of delegates coming here, so the that you invest in, in that kind of business, it's you get a lot of money, but not all the time that there's Olympic or palaro here in the Philippines. So be aware of that. Property, real estate property, that's like in business, like if they're gonna sell this, like herb supplement, you have to hire something, so that that just like pyramid scam. So aware of that, avoid of that. I think the best thing that you can do is to invest your money in the bank, but you have to be aware of, like, I prepare to invest your money in the bank. And for those Western people, like 1 million pesos, because that 1 million pesos in insured. Don't invest your money over a million because it's not insured, just only 1 million. A fool is money shall soon part. A fool will lose tomorrow, reaching back from yesterday. So feel free, guys, to ask question, okay? See, we already on the third part. Number 4 is fake job or recruitment scam. Oh, there's so many things that like Filipino here. There's a lot of Filipino scam for that, fake job, fake recruitment. Oh, they're gonna, you have to pay this, especially if they're gonna go to US. We know that going to the USA, it takes a lot of guts to have that working visa, even even vacation visa. It takes a lot of guts, it takes a lot of money, and it takes a lot of stress. And then some of my people are desperation to seeking jobs, so they just gamble their money. And sometimes some people, they just pawn their land or house, just to get that. At the end, they are scammed. They will promise that they have a higher salary, compared here in the Philippines, but they will tell you, okay, you're 100% will get this job, okay, so just pay us like 150,000, 250,000. But you're eager to have the job, so of course. And then they will tell you, oh, you will receive this amount every month, so you already calculated in your mind, oh, okay, so you're gonna gamble your house, to pawn the house. But sometimes we're not really aware of check their license, their permit, how does it work. Sometimes we don't do that. Sometimes they keep doing that because we fall for those people that do a scam. Particularly go abroad, guys. There's a lot of Filipino, and they end up in TB patrol. And once the person, they cannot really just one person involved. There's so many. Once they gonna be found out that this kind of business is a scam, so they will not point it. They just point the person, and then the person that they pointed, oh, he or she's mastermind, and then that person will tell, oh, I'm not, she's the one who did that to tell me that. I just follow what he said or she said. And just like me, it happens to me. I'm so pissed off when I finding job. They said that you have to go this endorsement, so I have to pay the endorsement fee 300 pesos, and then the processing fee 300 pesos about the job. And then It happens again and again. Oh, they just do me. Okay, you go there, you take, you take your medical, and I realize, and then I told them, I have attitude to them. If you cannot give to the person a job, don't let them after that, they have a job. And then, what's the reason why your medical is not is invalid? Because it's the same process. Because you know what, guys, they will not accept that if you have medical, because if they're gonna refer to another clinic, they have cut for that. So make shout out to Department of Labor and Employment. There's a lot of recruitment agency is scam. Okay, they have to give job first before the medical, but medical first and then no job. And then you cannot go on the form if you cannot pay. You have to pay this, you have to take medical, but there's no job. So mega loud shout out to Department of Labor and Employment. There's check, those local recruitment. There's a lot. 95% or 90% they are scam. They scam the applicant. So there's some applicant that, oh, they just only the money that they have. And then because they after that, it's okay to spend this money because they know that there's job, but at the end there's no job. They just keeping about the medical and the requirements. And when they reach that, oh, okay, mom, they're gonna call you. That's BS. If you cannot give a job to the applicant, don't tell them that you're gonna call. Just straightly in their face that, okay, you're not qualified for this job. As simple as that, so that they cannot really after, or they cannot think that, oh, I have job. That's the thing, that's the problem here in the Philippines. They're gonna call you. It's already 1 year, they're still not calling you. So meaning, they just let people to believe that they hire, but they are not. So for those legit recruitment agency, or for those local employment, if it's that person, he or she is not qualified for that position, tell them that they are not qualified. They have a chance to find another job. That's one thing that I so pissed off when so I told them, if you cannot really give a job on me, then tell me, because I will not after this, so that I have chance to find. But they keep doing that. So that's why the Department of Labor and Employment, they are salat. They lack of they don't really look into that, because there's a lot of applicant was scammed by this local agency or local employment. Imagine they came from Pangasinan, they came from La Union, Nueva Ecija. When they saw ads online, especially online in Facebook, they think that's real, but it's not. That's the problem here. Yeah, even some politicians, they do that. That's what happened in the flood control project. There's a lot of ghost project, and those politicians receive a luggage of billions of pesos. They deny that. They shown to people, oh, I'm not doing that. But look, online, they shown their mistress, how bungacious, the party that they given. And they shown their face online that sleeping with the mistress. Men, stop sending money to build a house and she is not your wife. Correct. And then also for those OFW, Filipino OFW, stop sending money to those people that you think that she's in love or he's in love with you. She just in love or he's in love, just only your money, not you. So don't believe. Don't believe what their profile. Because sometimes we Filipino, we really look onto the, he's so pogi. He's so handsome. Pogi is handsome or so guapo. But at the end of the day, this person is fake. Filipino are very into the pogi, the guapo look. Okay, number 5. Seller scam or online selling. My goodness, guys. It happens us, twice. But the price of this, the price of the thing that we ordered online is just like, it's not 100 pesos. It's like 25 pesos, 50 pesos. Here's the funny story that, well, this is not my order. This is Frank's order. So, Frank told me that he has a parcel coming from Shopee or Lazada. Shopee. He said that he wants to change the cover of the shifter of my of his Gixxer. And then when the guard knocking the door that told me that, Mom, you have parcel from Shopee, and then I just go to the lobby and get that because that's paid on his in his card. My goodness. When I touch, guys, this is so funny talaga. This is so funny. And then when I touch it, it's too wrong. It's balls. And then I'm thinking, which part of the motorcycle that he really wants to put this? I can't really imagine. 2 balls. And then he said, Frank, I get it. I told him, Frank, your parcel is sale. And then he said, open it. And then I opened it. And then he said, that's the cover for the shifter. And then when I opened, I did not tell him right away. I have to analyze. Where, I know the shifter gear. So, where is gonna do this? It's just like, it's like as big as tennis ball. And I told him, Frank, you ordered these 2 balls, the styrofoam ice. And then I told him the reason why I did not tell you because I tried to imagine where you gonna put that in the shifter, even though that just only the rubber that because the rubber is already ref off. Okay, so and then you put the balls and then you have a hard time sometimes if you're really not good to shift, you have a hard time because it's sore in your on your toes. So we scam that. So be careful about go online shop because you might scam. So good thing that is not really like 30 pesos. And then the last time that he ordered about worth 15 pesos. What is that, Frank, that you ordered? And then he said that it's just like for the for the car that a panel that to put oil so that on the thing like the stick he has to put there to clamp that. And then the thing arrived is just like the thing for
The brakes.
huh
It was to bleed the brakes.
bleed.
Bleed the brakes.
Okay. bleed the brakes, for the brakes of the jigsaw. And then when it arrived, it's just like, for the gas tank, it's just like, it's just like a ring that, once you put that tube, the, what do you call that, I forgot, the tube from the, from the tank to the conventional oven, the, oh my god, um it makes me laugh about that. So we scam about that, but it's just like I told him, to return it back, because they sell the wrong item. And then, Frank, no need, just only 15 pesos. But if you're not, even though that's 15 pesos, even though that you are not doing that, they keep doing that, because they think that you ordered the right one. So Frank said no need. So it makes me laugh about that, but it really, it reminds me about, the cover for the shifter, the two balls. So be careful about that, okay? When you do online, don't expect what you send on the video or the picture is not right. It's not like that. Okay? Chinese people are good of imitation. But it's just like when you wear it, when you use it, it's disposable. Okay? So when it comes to like tools, mechanical tools, don't go on the Chinese product. Okay? You have to spend money for your mechanical tools with the right one. So it's better to get Japan made or US made. Okay? It will last long, not Chinese. Because when you use it, it's just like a disposable tools. The only thing that until now is COVID. Okay? Nothing can break about what they did. COVID. Even the food, guys, even the food. That's why I'm not really into the Chinese food. When it comes, go online, and then, in the supermarket, I don't. I prepare to get, local food. I know that what's the ingredients. Like, the Chinese, like, their meatloaf. I don't eat that. Because, they're gonna say that it's made of beef or it's made of, they don't tell the truth what they doing about their product, unless, those are really, passed in the standard or pass on the quality control in the USA. Maybe I will try, but as much as I can, I will not. Like, the like the food that they sell for the kids. Oh, I will not. I will not really encourage that. Okay, so number six. Number six. Fake. Fake. Number six. Bank. Okay, somebody will call you bank, like they gonna fishing or vishing. So they're gonna pretend that they are the bank caller, and they will say your account is compromised as the OTP right there. You have to, be aware of that. Actually, some of the banks that, like when I go to the bank, like example, when I deposit, the US check. So you have to be aware that, sometimes before they don't put the, the signature of the owner of that check, US check. So and then phone number. So that's the time they will call, and then they will ask, because I also receive call from the bank that is legit. Then they tell that, oh mom, your US check has no sign in account number, so would you please come back to the bank? And then I told them, no, it's not my fault. I did not sign that, because it's your job to remind me or to tell me that I need to put that. So I told them, oh, if that's the case, you can go in home and I will sign it. They do. Okay? So they never say something, oh, mom, I have work. So they do. So if it's that, and then there's a lot of excuse, meaning that they are not, caller from the bank. And never, never give your OTP or PIN number to them, or the password. Never. And then number 7 is loan scam. So if they're gonna tell you, oh, you can loan in the bank, that there's no requirements, that's BS. When you loan here in the bank, I know the process of loaning in the bank. They have to check about your bank account. Then if you have enough money, they will allow you. So it depends. If you are employees, they will allow you for that. But if the bank will tell you there's no need, the requirements, oh, that's red flag. Don't say yes to that. All you have to do is just go to the bank and talk to those teller. Okay, number 8, tourist travel. There's a lot of people here that scam for the travel scam. Okay, go to the legit travel agency. All right, especially for those Western people wants to come here in the Philippines, because you can save a little money for that. You have to pay the airfare and then the hotel accommodation. But make sure that that travel agency is legit. And the things that they will, they don't really ask about the full amount. Okay, so sometimes they just they ask you for the half of the amount when you arrive. When you check in, that's the time that when you check out, that's the time that you pay. But if they're gonna ask you for the full payment, that's red flag, guys. And you have to check that if that's accredited travel agency, because there's a lot of people that I also, that happened to my friends, that she's planning to stay in Tagaytay, Airbnb. First time that she tried that, and when she checked that in Facebook, there's so many good posts that, oh, this is legit. And then when she arrived there, there's no unit of that. And a good thing that there's no reservation, and she said that this is the name of the person who booked that unit, and then we don't know her. So good thing that in that place there's an extra room that she can able to sleep, because during the time she go there during night time, so she had a hard time to go back here in Metro Manila. So good thing that there's a person willing to give that a room for her. So never believe what you see online that they post. Okay, so let me read this. People must stop looking for something for nothing if they don't want to be scammed. That's true, Frank. Arriving in Ninoy Airport last year, the taxi guy was trying to rush me into taking a taxi. I already had people pick me up. Oh, yeah. So that's one thing that, there's also the scam in the taxi. At first, for those people, even Filipino, when you go to the taxi, make sure that the meter was on. You have to be reminded, because sometimes those taxi driver, they really intentionally need to on the meter. Okay, and then once you did not notice that their meter was not on, and then when you arrive, they're gonna say, oh, it's up to you, ma'am, how much money you're gonna pay, and then you give it, then they complain. So it's better to ride on the taxi that their meter is on. Never go on the taxi that, oh, they will tell you that, oh, this is, it's too traffic for there, you have to pay me 1,000. Then no, don't go for that. Because it's just like when you do that, you just tolerated their wrongdoing. We've been through a lot of taxi before. We don't have a car, and all of a sudden, we just argue, and then we don't agree what he said. They just drop me and Frank on the street, and we have a hard time, to find another taxi. So that's the time that oh, it's time for Frank to buy me a car. Yeah. Okay, last but not the least, okay, let me read from Tricks. I spent 1 month in the province, 28 years old man from Canada. I learned so much. This is a gold live stream. Thank you so much, Tricks. And I really appreciate that. Okay, last but not the least is just real estate. I'm gonna address this to all Western people. We all know that you are not allowed to own land here. If somebody offer you a house and lot, even though that's a cheap, don't deal with that. Because if you're gonna deal that, you're gonna get in trouble for that, because that's prohibited against the law. So right there, you violated the law. So there's punishment for that. So what's the punishment for that? I don't know, but there is a punishment for that. So if it's condo, yes, you can buy here, but you have to know, because I said that a while ago, you have to know who's the owner, who's the first owner, second owner, because here usually it's not only first owner, second, third. The pasalo thing. So you have to be careful about that. So make sure that what's the title of that condo, who's the real owner. And then actually when you do that, first, my advice, this is the good advice that I always share this with you guys. Consult your lawyer or go to PAO. If you're here in the Philippines, PAO will cater what nationality you are or race you are. If you ask a legal advice, do well. Okay? So the best move that you can do if you really want to buy a condo, because Western people, foreigners can able to own a townhouse or condo, is to ask legal advice or looking for a attorney or a lawyer. Because your investment is it's in the safe hand. Don't invest just like, oh, sir, you don't need to do this, or all we need to do, just pay us, and then this condo, it will be on you. No, don't. Because here, how sell the land condo, they don't own fake titles, free selling projects that never get built. So it's just like, if they're gonna say, oh sir, you're gonna pay this because this is a free selling, but you don't sell, where's the area, and then the area is empty, right? That's a scam. And then usually those people are doing real estate scam. They targeted foreigners in OFW. I tell you, they targeted foreigners in OFW. So you have to be a mindset that no matter what doing, especially when you invest your money for this kind of business, consult the attorney first before you do some moves. So all you have to do, verify titles at a registry of the deeds, deal with licensed broker. All right, so you always go to the registry of deeds. That's the place that you can tell that the title of the house, or the no, for Westerners, you're not allowed to have that. For the unit, condo unit or townhouse is legit. And make sure that your broker is licensed brokers. Check their ID. So that's all, guys. So I hope that I can give you a good information about the common scams here in the Philippines. So Western people, don't send your money to a Filipina that they're gonna tell you they have a sweet tongue, sweetheart, I will take care of you when you come here in the Philippines. I will love you, I will accept who you are, just send me money. Okay, don't fall for that. Because here's the thing, if the Filipina is serious, if the woman is serious on you, she will add you on her plan to have a good and to have a better relationship with you. Okay, not only herself to get better. Okay, so if that Filipina is just, she has a money issue, you have to think, okay, this is something that some Western people right there, don't get upset to a Filipina telling the truth who she is, because not all Filipino women are telling the truth to their Western boyfriend, all right, or to their friends. They are not. So you must be grateful if that Filipina telling you the truth. Okay, so if that Filipina telling you that, it's not only you that I'm dealing with, there's a lot of you. So if you're really looking for the right person, the serious person, right there, when she tells you that you are not the only person that she's dealing with, right there, stop. Because she will never be serious on you. She just wants something from you that she can benefit, not you. Okay? So why this, I don't really understand. I don't really understand some Western people, they already know Right there, when a Filipina tell you that it's a red flag, why they continue doing that to deal with her, and then at the end they gonna shown online that he was the victim. No, you are not. You're stupid enough to deal with her. You already know what she said. She already tells you the truth. But the thing is, you're stupid enough to continue dealing with her because you are a simp. And then you're gonna tell her, oh, I'm a victim. Come on. Come on. Give some Filipina break. You are not a victim. You are a victim of your stupidity. This is also truth in Thailand. So it's kind of another, another law in Thailand. It's a scam. Because I'm gonna tell you, nobody can tell you who, even, Western people and Filipino, it doesn't really matter where that, I just specific Filipino, nobody can tell you who's that person you're dealing with because if you have a constant communication every day that you talk to him, every day that you talk to her, you will really know who really she is or who really he is. If you're gonna use your brain to analyze every time that you talk with her or with him, nobody will tell you, oh, he's not a good person. Sometimes people, they judge in a wrong way. They just base on the appearance, but you realize that this person is a nice person, is a serious person, is a loyal person. It's just like some people putting down those women working in a bar. Well, some women, yeah, they don't really care. They just want your money. But some, they are not. We never know the reason why they work that. Okay? So, we cannot really put all the generalize those bar women are bad because sometimes because of the poverty here, sometimes that's the last option that they can have a job. So we cannot really judge them, but you can tell the way that they act, the way that they talk to you, and the way how they behave. You can really have that clue. Is this a person is a serious, or this person is just like want to have fun? Especially if you're grown. Come on. I saw a lot of, a lot of Western men that they are grown, but the way that they act, oh my goodness, it's just like they're teenager. And they're gonna tell the, oh, I'm so victim. Come on, you're 50 years old. Or, 60 years old. Talking in slow and now thrusting into long-term relationship is the best nowadays. Correct. I agree with that. Especially after watching Rafi Tolfo. My goodness. That's the thing that, sometimes, like some people, like especially, there's also guys, sorry to say this, but I'm just honest, for those older people, they just also mess up decision they made because they're rushing, because they lonely. At the end, they was scammed because they never really think. That's like I said that majority of this lonely old men, they really think about what's in the small head said. Because if you always use your big head, you never experience this kind of BS that some men doing online. So I almost, oh my God, you know. I'm just sometimes, I'm just carried away because, sometimes I'm so, I'm so, carried away. Those Western men that, they already know that there's a red flag. The Filipino already tell them that this is what they're doing. And now they keep hang out with this Filipina. And then when the relationship did not really work, then go to the other show and tells that they are the victim. And they are a grown man. For people in the US, why would billionaire ask you to send them money to run for president? That is a scam. You know, to be honest, Frank, this is my opinion. If I'm a rich, why should I ask money to these people? If I'm a rich, if I gonna run for public office, or if I'm gonna run in politics, why should I ask? Because if you ask something, if you ask, you let them people ask you a favor also to you. So if I'm rich, no, I will not, so that nobody will not in control on me. Yeah. Imagine, guys, like, in the States, okay, if some politician wants to run for presidency, they ask people, okay, you can send me donation $1. $1, huh? If he has 5 million supporters, he also received $5 million. Truly, Livette, don't be Bobo the fool. Yeah, oh my God, Yeah, I don't really like to see this in here, especially in Rafital. Who, my goodness, my goodness, you're really ogag. You're really ogag. You're really tanga. Ay nako, I'm so high blood. And then, ha ha ha, Frank the billionaire, he knows he got a lot fools supporting him. Like, yeah. And you know what? Somebody tells that uh he's the God sent him. And that's why this is one thing, guys, I want to share with you guys. Okay, so it's up to you if you're gonna question my opinion for this, or if you're gonna agree what I said. Okay, so there's I have friend, she's working in Hong Kong. I don't want to mention her name, but she has a channel. Okay, I don't want to mention her channel as well for her privacy. And her boyfriend that time, he was a white American, and her boyfriend was the the fan of Donald Trump. And then, because he's wearing, make America great again, her boyfriend sent her that thing, he's wearing that online while doing that. Oh my goodness, how could this Filipina showing the world that, make Filipina? And then she said that, oh, I love Donald Trump because of this. Girl, it doesn't mean that, your boyfriend love him and then you love him. Look who this Filipino was harassed by ICE, even though they have legal documents. And how Filipino have a hard time, except for those has a connection in politics. It's easy for them to go, but for those average people, they have a hard time. They will get their tourist visa for the third time or fifth time. For the first time that they gonna apply, they will not. And she said that, look at this, look at the, I told her that, I don't know, I don't want to, if everything that, I love, Donald Trump because he loved Filipino. No, that's BS. Come on, that's BS. And then she just tells me, oh, that's her prerogative to say. Yeah, I understand, but yeah, you don't see the big picture. How this, Filipino harass, and then guys, there's a seafarer that they try to the ice try to, no, it's not the ice, that there's an issue that they show the picture that the father kissed her daughter, kiss as like a kiss from the father, and then they accuse that he was the molested or pedophile. So in the US, you have no right to kiss your daughter. You don't have the right to kiss your child as a father or as a mother. And then they try to let the Filipino tell that they're watching porn. That's too much, guys. That's too much personal. Because for me, it's none of your business if I watch porn on my phone, as long as I'm not molested those people or what. But you're gonna go to my personal phone and check if this is wrong. They're doing right now is wrong. But it's just like, I think that that problem, guy, it was hearing in the Senate that this man doing right, because they know going to the States, especially they are seafarer, if they have a record in the US, their reputation was totally ruined. Okay. She sent him money to deport her. I don't really understand that. Okay, that's cold game, Frank. And then I hear, I hear that instead of ice, he will change to nice. Nice. My goodness. But anyway, I don't really talk about politics, guys. Okay? Because I don't. I just a glimpse of politics in my show. Ice, ice, baby. Oh my goodness. That's why, one thing, guys, that, yesterday, it was yesterday? No. Friday, last Friday, me and Frank, we go around and I saw like a couple of, homeless Filipino. And I told Frank that, if I'm very, very rich woman, I'm gonna build a shelter, and I will give these people, I'm gonna dress these people, because sometimes, people are not really have a mental problem because of poverty. Because of poverty, they prepare to become crazy. Because if they're crazy, nobody give them a F, because they're crazy. So the responsibility, they run their responsibility. So me, I don't want that. And then Frank said that oh, there's an institution here. And then I told him, yeah, there is the institution, but the problem is the corruption. So like there's a lot of, there's a lot of donators to do that, because that's, that's a good advocacy. But it's just like when people, when they greed when it comes to money, the project they do, but the thing is, it's not really work into the, into the good intention. So it's just like for me that, yeah. And then Frank said that, there's some people homeless that they have mental problem. Yes, they have mental problem, but they will not, they will not be back as normal as we. But there, there, if there's if there's a medication, and then they can able, to think right for that, and then give them a livelihood program for that, so that their mind will not think and that's just one. Because even though we people that has no mental problem, if we're gonna isolate it in this place, we keep thinking, especially if you're heartbroken. Okay, you have to think until one day that you realize, when you look at in the mirror, you're so thin because you miss to eat, you miss the regular thing you do. But these people, the homeless people, if you're gonna give them medication, the thing that they attack them is less, and make their mind productive to do kind of livelihood. So that I have that, I have that thing, if I'm rich, because not all, not all people on the street that are totally crazy, guys. It's just like, they just need attention, medical attention, and of course medication. And then some people are, are desperate in life, especially here in the Philippines, poverty, and make their, to excuse their responsibility, they prepare to become, to become crazy. But they are not totally crazy, guys. They are desperate. Tampo? Oh, what's your thoughts on tampo? I experienced it before. Okay. Actually, some women, they just need attention for that. Okay? As simple as that. Attention. Women are always make tampo. They're looking for attention. That's it. That's it, tricks. Attention. But if they're always tampo for, you have to bring that person to the mental, because she has a mental problem. That's normal for a Filipino, or for Filipino women to do a tampo, because sometimes they need attention. Okay, a little attention that you can do, like like if you really focus on the things that you're doing, sometimes you really focus on your phone, and sometimes, oh, I'm still here with him, I'm still here with you. So you have to, some women, they cut your attention to do some tampo. But the tampo that, you will not end that, that you're gonna fighting for what. It's just a little tampo, a hug, you can give a hug, and, a kiss, or, you will tell, okay, you want to do shopping, and then the tampo will vanish. But if there's no reason that she always make tampo, come on. For those men, you have to bring your girlfriend or wife to a psychiatrist. Yeah, I do a little tampo to Frank. But it's not a tampo that, no. No, I don't. Because sometimes, I want his attention. And that's it, when we talk, and then, if I told him, oh, I want to go this Frank. Would you like to drive me there? And then I'm okay. But I'm not the type of, I'm not the type of wife that, it's so very, no, I'm not. Actually, I'm a very quiet wife. Sometimes Frank told me, come on, sweetheart, talk to me. Talk to me. I'm not the type of, especially if I hear something that, my words is very limited. I'm very limited, guys. That's why, Frank, sweetheart, talk to me. Okay, thank you so much, Trix, for for your time and of course your opinion. I really appreciate it. So, once again, thank you so much to Billy to Bayou Billy for the sponsor of my show that you always there for my membership, and of course you send some donation on my channel. So from the bottom of my heart to all people that I hope that I never offended those people that I mentioned, but it's just like I apologize. Sometimes I carried away my because sometimes these people are not act right, so sometimes I carried away, but I try to not to say a cursing word because it's not really my personality, but sometimes sometimes I have to. Okay, so once again, oh, thank you, Neiman. I really appreciate. So now you will learn because this is not only for Western people that I'm going to share. All over, everyone can relate this. So you already know about what's the thing about the common scam here in the Philippines. So you already alerted for that. So once again, Lilibet Tate channel is out.